Hi everyone, I'm Felipe Caicedo.
And I'm Michael McIntyre, and this is Sports Talk with Mike and Felipe. Well, it's finally here, guys. This is Super Bowl weekend, the weekend that we've all been waiting for. The Baltimore Ravens against the San Francisco 49ers in New Orleans, Louisiana. Felipe, what are your keys to this game?
I'm going to expect a really good game this year. Ravens, great defense, and San Fran also has a really good defense. I think for the offensive side for the Ravens, use Ray Rice.
Yeah.
A lot more than they have been in the playoffs. Keep pounding the ball inside. Look for, big chunks later in the game, third quarter and fourth quarter. Also, that offensive line for the Ravens needs to give Joe Flacco more time.
Right.
And he's going to find people like Jacoby Jones and Quan Bolden and Torrey Smith for big plays and potential point-setting drives. All right, so defensively for the Ravens, again, ride that momentum of Ray Lewis. They're going to stop that dynamic duo in the rushing game of Frank Gore and LaMichael James, who have been effective throughout the season and the playoffs. And that option play with Colin Kaepernick that has been so effective against many teams this year, they're going to have to stop that too.
Of course, yeah.
And with that, pressure Colin, but also don't give him the running lanes that he's probably going to use to get big chunks of yards, which has killed a lot of the teams, and that's going to really hurt the Ravens if they allow that. And since, Colin Kaepernick's very young, he's not Joe Flacco.
Yep.
Force him to make some of those young quarterback mistakes. And
well, listen, you have Herody Nada, you have Ray Lewis, Ed Reed. He's right. They make the quarterbacks pay. They make the quarterbacks make those mistakes. You look at Baltimore's numbers; they have fantastic numbers, allowing interceptions by the quarterback, allowing fumbles by the running back. This is going to be an interesting game, especially with what Felipe was talking about with the dynamic duo of running backs. Running is going to be important for San Francisco, but Baltimore is known for stopping the rushing. It's going to be interesting. What about San Francisco? What do they need to do in order to win the Super Bowl?
San Francisco, offensively, again, we mentioned that dynamic duo. They're going to have to use that. Although, the Ravens defense is a really good rushing defense, so they're going to have to, battle back and forth. They're going to have to use the option play. It's been effective. Use it. Also, find open wide receivers because, if that running game is stopped, they're going to have to use other options, which is, the passing game. Find Crabtree, Randy Moss, Vernon Davis, and also Mario Manningham.
Yeah.
Defensively for San Fran, they're going to have to stop Ray Rice. Once they set up that running game, that play action pass is just going to keep going and going and going. And they're going to have to use that great secondary that San Fran has to stop Flacco and force him, again, to make mistakes. So, the defense can pick up some points possibly late in the game and secure that win for San Fran.
It's going to be interesting what San Francisco can accomplish versus Joe Flacco. And when Joe Flacco throws the ball, or either Torrey Smith hands it off to Ray Rice, you can expect a big play to happen. If you remember, Ray Rice had a 4th and 26 opportunity, and he went those 26 yards and got the first down. He is an amazing player, and look for him to make an amazing appearance in the Super Bowl.
And for both teams, I think your defense cannot be caught off guard because that's going to kill you in the end, and that's probably going to be, if you look back at the game, you're going to say, what play was a play that blew it open if the defense got caught off guard.
And now it's time for what you have been waiting for, the Super Bowl picks, starting with my man, Felipe Caicedo. What do you think? Who's going to win the Super Bowl this year?
It's going to be a really well thought out game from both sides. I mean, they've been able to come this far against the odds, and I think the Baltimore Ravens are going to win down in New Orleans this year just because, they're a little bit more well-rounded than San Fran. And, Colin Kaepernick, I think that inexperience is going to catch up to him in the Super Bowl. I'm going to go with a score of 26-23 Ravens. So now that we've seen my picks, we're going to go ahead, as usual, go look at Big Money Mike's picks. Michael, what do you have in this Super Bowl?
Well, take a look at this. This is what I've been waiting for. And the Baltimore Ravens, my favorite team in the AFC, with this dynamic defense that you always hear, Ed Reed, Ray Lewis, you hear them every night, every Sunday, just racking up the quarterbacks, racking up the offense, and that's why I'm picking the Baltimore Ravens to beat the 49ers. Listen, the 49ers are division rivals, and I cannot stand the 49ers winning the Super Bowl. It's just not possible. Let's go with Baltimore. Ray Lewis, great last game ever.
We've heard our picks, and this week throughout school, Michael and I have asked a variety of people who they think is going to win the Super Bowl this year, and a bunch of answers came up. Let's take a listen. Ravens or San Fran?
Ravens.
No comment.
Ravens.
Colin Kaepernick and the 49ers are going to win.
Baltimore Ravens.
San Francisco.
SF.
I like San Francisco in the Super Bowl.
The Ravens are going to win.
San Francisco all the way.
The Ravens.
Harbaugh's going to win the Super Bowl. That's all I got to say.
Baltimore Ravens.
The Ravens are going to win the Super Bowl because of Ray Lewis controlling his defense, terrorizing Joe Flacco.
San Francisco.
I think the Niners are going to wreck.
The Ravens are going to win.
The Ravens.
Baltimore Ravens.
San Francisco.
Baltimore Ravens.
The Baltimore Ravens are going to win the Super Bowl.
Those are some very interesting picks there, Michael. We live in Washington, across the country of where the Super Bowl is taking place. Why do you think they picked the way they did?
Well, first of all, if you are a Seahawks fan, you know that the 49ers are in the same division as us, and we beat them so badly that we can't imagine them going to the Super Bowl right now. But it's happening, so there's a reason to pick the Ravens. The Ravens are one of the most popular teams in the AFC because of their talent. And Ray Lewis, we all know Ray Lewis, and of the defense. And that's why I'm a big Ravens bandwagon fan. I've been a Ravens bandwagon fan for a long time now, is because of the defense. I love watching their defense. So those are some really good reasons, and we thank you all for your opinions, and we enjoyed them.
And as we look back, to the opinions that one of my friends have picked, Harbaugh is going to win. Well, yes, whoever wins, Harbaugh will win, as both brothers, are coaching against each other this year at the Super Bowl. John Harbaugh for the Baltimore Ravens, he's coached for them 5 years, and he's 54-26. That's a pretty good record,
I have to say. And
Jim Harbaugh for the Niners, only 2 years, but only lost 7 times, and he's won 24 games.
Taking a look at both of their experience, and it's been fantastic to see Jim down at Stanford and John with Baltimore. It's been really interesting to see how these two coaches built up to this stage, and they both have their different ways of running an offense and a defense, but both of them deserve to be in the Super Bowl because they have that style of coaching. And all of our wishes of a sibling rivalry have come true. It's going to be a Harbaugh Bowl. And I cannot wait to see who wins and what will happen. What do you think about Ray Lewis? Ray is just one of the most inspiring players, in Baltimore, and he lights up the Baltimore defense. And what are your thoughts on him?
I think he brought a lot to this organization, and not just to the organization. He brought a lot to the NFL. And, even to, not even sports, to, people around, around the U.S.
Yeah.
And, his motivation is one of the most inspiring things, to me, that I have seen any professional athlete do. And his dedication to the team, and, his thrive to win.
Yeah.
No matter, how far back they are in the standings, no matter how bad they're getting beat, he is there for his teammates. He will pick them up, and he will tell them, it doesn't matter. We're down 30-0.
Yeah.
We still can do this. And that is what he's brought to the NFL year after year after year. And it's going to be really sad to see him go because they're just not as many players out there that are as motivational as Ray Lewis.
Yeah.
Okay, so now, there's two really key players in this Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Colin Kaepernick, the QB for the San Francisco 49ers, and Joe Flacco for the Baltimore Ravens. A big question's been coming around the league is, if Joe Flacco wins this Super Bowl, is he going to become an elite quarterback? Are people going to reference him as, this guy can really play, this guy is up there, with Peyton Manning, Tom Brady? Is he that elite quarterback if he wins the Super Bowl?
Listen, I appreciate the fact that people are going to call him elite, but he is not considered an elite quarterback because his career has been twisty and turny. He has those moments where he will have great games, and he's been on impressive playoff runs. He's a great quarterback, I would say. But to be considered elite, it's very difficult because you have players like Peyton Manning, who have been to multiple Super Bowls, Tom Brady, Eli Manning. Joe Flacco isn't one of those quarterbacks. I think he has a great career, and he's going to have a great career ahead of him, whether he wishes to play a couple more years or retire in a little while. But I still don't think that Joe Flacco, with the talent that he has a wide range of talent, but the offense of Baltimore hasn't been as strong as the defense. And I really don't see why he would be considered an elite quarterback.
Yeah, I agree with you. He's very off and on.
Yeah.
And he'll definitely be up there.
Yeah.
He'll be up there in the quarterbacks, but he's not going to be, one of those, Joe Flacco, one of the greatest quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. I don't think he's right there right now. I think, a couple more years, if he's really successful, he'll get to that moment, to that place. Another, question has come up is, Colin Kaepernick. He's been a huge surprise, to me and around the league. And, you think his inexperience is finally going to catch up to him in the Super Bowl?
Because I picked Baltimore, I don't think the reason will be because of his inexperience. I think it will be another mistake made by another player. I think Kaepernick will have a good day in the Super Bowl, but I think inexperience won't catch up to him. He's had a great playoff run. What do you think about that?
I'm going to agree with you, but I'm also going to disagree a little bit because, he's had a great run. And I think the Ravens have had time to study him. Mm-hmm. And I think they're going to be able to pick apart, what is his weaknesses and what are his strengths and what can we play against him. And I think his inexperience is going to catch up to him and he's going to make, those young quarterback mistakes. And I think that's probably what's going to cost San Fran if they end up losing this Super Bowl.
Okay. Well, that wraps it up for this episode of our Super Bowl special. Thank you guys for watching, and we appreciate all that you guys are doing to watch the videos and like us on Facebook. Continue to do that, and be sure to tell your parents and other friends that you know about our great show, and we really appreciate it. Or you just may
not know them at all. And also thanks to the people who helped us, create that little poll we had during school. That was really fun to do, and continuous, like Michael said, like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. I'm Felipe Caicedo.
And I'm Michael McIntyre. And this has been Sports Talk with Mike and Felipe.